If you're watching this on YouTube and you have a question, comment, suggestion, or maybe you just want to find out more information about the product, you can find the link below. Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3DGameMan.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at SilverStone's CP06 cables. They have two different models, the CP06 E2 and the CP06 E4. As it's stated here, they are super flexible multi-serial ATA power connectors with capacitors. The packaging is quite nice. They come in this plastic case, and actually you can see it through the window on the left. The model number is on the front, and on the back they've got features and specifications about the product. So you've got the CP06 E2 on the top and the CP06 E4 on the bottom. The only difference between these two is the E2 has two serial ATA connectors as well as this male serial ATA end. This one has the male serial ATA end, but it has four serial ATA connectors. Now both of these come with two capacitors on the inside, and that's for stabilizing the plus 12 volt and 5 volt voltages, you know, just to keep everything working as they should, especially on the E4 model, because you can have up to 4 hard drives attached. Now have a closer look at the overall design and styling on this. It looks quite nice. It is all black. You can see the 90-degree angled connectors here, and each one of these serial ATA connectors will go very close together, and that's the whole idea. You can stack drives, whether they are in hard drive cages or not, very tightly together, as you can see. And with this model, you can put up to 4 drives on it, which is of course the E4 model, and this one, the E2 model, you can put up to 2. Now the serial ATA male end is quite large, and that's due to the fact that it has 2 capacitors on the inside. This is just not a pass-through cable that gives you extra serial ATA drive functionality. Remember, the capacitors are in this to stabilize the voltages. Now, as I mentioned before, the CP06 E4 has 4 15-pin serial ATA connectors, and I'll go through the spacing on these now. From the connector to the first one is 60 millimeters, and from there on it's 43 millimeters. And this is the CP06 E2, which has 2 serial ATA 15-pin connectors, but the spacing is a little bit different. You've got 177 millimeters from the connector end to the first 15-pin serial ATA connector, and from this one to the last one, that's 17 millimeters. So this is the 15-pin female lead from the power supply, and this just is connected into the cable like so. On the left are a couple of 2.5-inch drives, which is what the E2 cable is intended for, and on the right is a couple of 3.5-inch drives, which is what the E4 is intended for. Now when you try connecting using regular cables, 2.5-inch drives together in a case, it can be very difficult because the cable will bunch up, but this one doesn't, because it will just bend very easily. As an example, these are the serial ATA leads from the power supply. Pretty typical situation here. They are bunched together, very difficult, and also you can very easily crack the serial ATA connector that is on the drive itself because, well, it's being bent quite a bit. The same situation here with the E4 cable, and that is going to make it very easy for you to install up to 4 regular 3.5-inch drives with no concern of doing damage to the serial ATA connector that is on the drive, and also it will make it super easy to install the drives. So if you run out of serial ATA connectors, or maybe you just want to streamline the ones that you currently have, this would be the perfect solution for that. They look fantastic. It works perfectly. It cuts down on all that cable clutter and confusion that happens behind the drives, especially if you have a lot of drives. Overall, this is a 100% kick-ass product. Until next time, take care. How do you think this product stacks up? To vote, head on over to 3DGameMan.com, and while you're there, check out the pricing.